Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome to this week's edition of ClearPath LeaderCast. Every week, I come on here at noon Eastern to talk about leadership issues that will help you become stronger as a leader. My name is Craig Anderson. I'm a leadership confidence coach, have 30 years of experience in both corporate America and small business, and I was an excellent leader. It took me a long time to figure out how leadership worked. I have an English degree. Somehow I ended up in finance and working for Fortune 500 companies and helping other leaders in those positions, especially small business owners who are growing and scaling their business, make that transition from being a doer to a leader is really the core of the work that I do. So welcome. I'm here every Thursday afternoon. Today, really want to talk about two things. One is accountability and how we start to build that into our work, into our practice, and then talk about something exciting I have coming up starting in July, or even sooner if you'd like to get started. So let's dive right in. Let's talk today about accountability. Accountability is really an interesting thing. As I said earlier, I came up through corporate America, never really thought I'd move into leadership roles in that space. That wasn't really part of the plan, but there I was, accidentally in charge. And one of the things that really kept me accountable wasn't me. And that's a little embarrassing to admit, but it's the truth. I really drove a lot of my own personal accountability through what my bosses were asking for me to do, the people above me, and what I owed to the people who worked for me. And that really drove a lot of my accountability. Frankly, I didn't have to generate a sense of personal accountability because I was deriving it from external forces, which probably was not, in retrospect, the best way to go because my priorities would get thrown out of whack all the time. And it was hard to have a through line. And one of the things that's interesting as you rise up is you have a lot more people looking for you to make decisions so they can move forward. And you have a lot more expectation from above you. So, one thing to really think about in your leadership journey is to drive that accountability more inside from you. How are you holding yourself accountable for your performance? We all worry about performance reviews. We worry about getting things done for other people. But the real metric that we have to develop and grow inside ourselves is that ability to set accountability for ourselves, to hold ourselves accountable, to set those internal goals every day, every week, every month, every year for how we're going to perform. Obviously, in line with the larger goals of the people that we work with and work for. But what are we holding ourselves accountable to? And when we hold ourselves to that high standard, that's going to allow us to be successful leaders because leaders who are holding themselves accountable and putting themselves up to that higher standard are going to get the respect of the people above them and the respect of the people below them, which in many ways is more important because they will put in the effort. They see leaders put the effort at the same level they see the leader puts the effort in. So one thing to really take away is start to drive a sense of personal accountability for yourself. Are you doing things for what you think is the right thing to do? Setting that high bars for yourself, because that's ultimately what's going to drive your success long term. Here's where my way of doing things by having my priorities and my accountabilities to people above and below me didn't work. I went out on my own. I started my own business. And suddenly, the only person I needed to be accountable to was me. And when the only person you need to be accountable to is you, it becomes a challenge if you're not used to holding yourself to those lines. And that was a real challenge for me early on because if you're working for yourself, hey, I was coming off a severance. I had income set up for myself. I really, if I didn't do things, it could always wait till the next day. And that was a pretty unhealthy way for me to do it. And so here I found myself at 50 years old trying to figure out how to really build a strong sense of personal accountability to get things done. And that's something I grew over time. I actually had my own coach helping me with those things, a group of other business owners that I worked with as well. So building that sense of personal accountability is a crucial piece. And actually, that's what I want to lead into is the third thing today. There's a lot of people. I was talking to somebody earlier today. A lot of people at the beginning of the pandemic went out and started their own businesses as businesses downsized. We've got a recession coming up and we all know who the people are who are going to be first on the chopping block if companies start making cuts. It's going to be those older workers with the higher salaries. And those people are going to go out and start their own businesses too, because that's where we've kind of evolved in business over the last several years. So what I am working to start, I'm actually starting, I've got a couple people signed up now. There's limited seats available, but a peer advisory group, a group of leaders, like-minded business leaders who want to be around other business leaders who help each other in growing their business. What we're really building is that board of trustees, that board of directors, that informal group of advisors who have no agenda other than your success because they know your agenda is their success. So a group of people who, one, will help hold you accountable, that two, will help you clarify decisions you have to make and those things when you're setting directions and those tough decisions you have to make as you grow your business. What we all find is, when our business starts and we grow, suddenly we can't do it alone anymore. We have to get people around us, and those people coming around us need leadership and direction. And they also have their own agenda when they're bringing things to you. So you have to really find people who don't have an agenda. And that's what we're going to build in that group. And those people are going to help you make the decisions. The other thing that you find, and many of you have already been in leadership for a while know, is that leadership is a lonely place. As much as you're surrounded by people, everything comes down to you and you have to make those big decisions. And so this peer advisory group that I'm going to be facilitating is really there to help you build a community, have people who support you, have that person in your corner who's going to help you move forward, who's going to hold you accountable to say the tough things and congratulate you on your successes. So this peer advisory group will officially start up in July, but I've got a couple people teed up already. We're going to have two versions of it. One local here in Indianapolis, where I'm based on the north side of Indianapolis, and we'll be meeting once a month there for a half a day. And then also I'm developing a Zoom base. So either one of those that you are interested, this is your opportunity to build accountability, to get that input that you need, and to really start to grow both as a business person, as a leader. So I would invite you to join me. If you'd like, you just use that link right there, clearpathcoaches.com/intro call. Let's set up a time to talk about how you can start getting that board of advisors around you that you're going to help grow their business and they're going to help you grow their business. So it's going to be a really exciting opportunity, and I would love for you to join. Again, clearpathcoaches.com/intro call will get you started. Thanks, everybody. Look forward to speaking with you again soon. Take care.